That's where we started today, Brian. Lined up quite a bit to the right, because here's the valley right on top of his left knee, right? There's the red flag, there's the orange flag, and the valley's right here. So he's lined up halfway up the hillside.
This one's really consistent.
Yeah, I agree, buddy. I agree. I agree, Spencer. And there, Spencer and I both liked from this angle the fact, Brian, that his arm had gotten back to about 90 degrees to the ground there. You know what I mean? Or parallel to the ground. And the club head was back there, because when we started, did you see the video from last time, Brian?
I did.
Yeah, so remember where he started last time. It was right there. That was the top of his backswing. And he wasn't hitting it anywhere, and there was nothing was airborne, and he'd lost all his distance.
Yeah, see what I meant by like, it's a significant difference. You just have to see the two swings next to each other.
Yeah, it's definitely better. And that's what I was seeing at the city, that indeed the swing was a little bit longer. And you were getting your more distance. When I'd hear it taking off, I'd go, phew, I'm like, okay, that thing's airborne. You know, I heard it sound more normal. So this is the very first one where he's lined up straight, still real far underneath it. And then here's the first practice swing where you're trying to swing over the top of it, Spencer. That's how much closer it got to being on plane, which is good. And that one's not as good as the one before it. There you go, buddy. That was more on the plane line. That was maybe the best one on the video today. And then that's when that said it was hard for you, that we needed to go back, do some shorter swings. And again, these are those that were still underneath the plane line, and yet we're still starting left for the most part. And these were the 4 full swings you tried. I mean, look how good that looks, buddy. On the video, that looks glorious from that face-on angle. And again, these full swings, these 4 full swings, weren't fat.
Yeah.
You know, mainly because you're closer to being on plane, the ball's in a better spot in your stance. Those are the 2 main reasons that's eliminated the fat shot for you tonight. Love those. The look of those arms there, Spencer. Much better. And now these are the ones where, no, after this one. Yeah, now these are the ones where you actually started to try to leave the face open through impact to take away the hook. And it sure enough did. And you had to go back to like a 10-yard feel to get that thing to not be hooked. Right it in. Alright? Alright, man. Any questions about that stuff?
Yep.
Alright. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 to 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in the golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we can come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.